I'm sure you guys all know CNN like I know CNN. We all know CNN. Everybody gets a CNN, basically, right? Everyone understands it. So I can only imagine when someone decides to say, you know what, listen, maybe Trump wasn't that bad, specifically in some of the terms that people were basically freaking out about, right? Maybe. Like, I mean, did he remove the rights of women yet? I don't know. I don't think so. Right? Are black people enslaved? Bro, I don't think so. Right? So maybe, just maybe, give the man a chance, because, like, listen, guys, I am not someone who is infatuated with Donald Trump. That's not the reality of the situation, right? I just don't like the Democrat Party. Okay, so I don't care what Republican was on the ticket at all. At all. I don't care, right? But the thing is here, it's super interesting to see CNN basically, well, how about this? One of the other anchors, at least at CNN, completely melt and lose their mind basically internally, all internally. But you can kind of see it on her face, all right? When her co-host, comes out and says, you know what, hey, listen, Donald Trump may be a soaring eagle on CNN. In the big year of 2025, guys. Let's go and check it out. This is a suggestion via Discord.
Donald Trump has had another unexpected big win. We never thought we'd see the day, but CNN actually celebrated the president, calling him a soaring eagle.
I think there was this concern among some folks that Donald Trump would come in for a second term and kind of be a lame duck. He ain't no lame duck. If anything, he's a soaring eagle. What am I talking about here?
That's the
Let's
meme.
talk about Trump executive orders in 2025. He's already signed 111 so far. That is the most at this point in a presidency in at least 100 years. In fact, it's the most in any single year, and we're only in April, since Harry S. Truman in the early 1950s. The bottom line is, whether you like Trump or you don't like him, you can't say that he's coming and not try to deliver on what he at least believes was his promises on the campaign trail, and he's doing so in historic fashion.
Big facts,
But
guys.
it wouldn't be
Big
CNN
facts.
without at least one of the hosts questioning Trump's strategy, which then backfired on her.
So, completely differently, clearly they agree, but take it a step further? Do the people think he has too much, he's taken too much power?
Yeah, this I think is the real question, right? You can believe that he's doing stuff completely differently, but do you think that he has a little too much power or not? And this is interesting. So Trump's presidential power is too much, the right amount, too little. Well, 47% say too much, but then you get 36% who say the right amount, then you get 17% who say too little.
Add those together.
So you're essentially dealing with a majority of the American public, 53%, who do not say that Trump has too much power. They either says he has too little power or the right amount of power. So the idea, that argument that Donald Trump is, quote unquote, a king, that I don't think holds with the American people. It does hold maybe with 47%, but with the majority of folk, they believe Donald Trump's doing something completely differently, and they don't believe he has too much power. And the executive orders he signed certainly suggest he's no lame duck. He is, as I said at the beginning, a soaring eagle.
Online commentators relished in the on-air display with
CNN.
this person saying, CNN turning on its own? Guess they can't ignore the truth about Trump's presidency. But
they can.
this person was a little more skeptical about their motives, saying CNN is just trying to get some viewership back. They'll turn on Trump as quickly as this report happened. But it's not all love for President Trump on CNN. The network was slammed recently for appearing to put an orange filter over the top of Trump's face.
Nah, come on, man. Guys, that's just hilarious. He's orange. Or he definitely appears like overly saturated, let's say, right? Like they turn the saturation up on his face. That's kind of the reality. I mean, listen, whatever he does with his face and the makeup and that's not my problem, bro. All right, just keep signing the executive orders, bro. Absolutely, keep working on our southern border, please. I beg of you, yes. And then also do what you can at the very least to help aid in the economy. I know you can't make the prices go down because the money has already been printed and it exists now, right? I know that, but just do the things you basically said you were going to do, and I think you're basically fine with me in my book, bro.
To make him appear more orange. But while
That's wild.
CNN is slowly turning to acknowledge common sense, MSNBC seems to be stuck in its Trump derangement echo chamber. Their recent commentary on Trump's widely celebrated tariffs couldn't come up with a single positive.
Can you walk us through the numbers? And is there any positive take on this?
Well, I can answer the second question first. I don't think there's a single positive take on this.
Really?
This is all just bad. It's bad, as we talked about before, for
Yeah, guys, I wonder which country the figurehead, let's say, is running that organization, because something tells me that it's very un-American, whatever this is here, guys, because I'm telling you, if you're completely fine with us being taken advantage of, and let me go ahead and give this a slight caveat here. When I say taken advantage of, I mean other countries that have tariffs on us already. I don't see those same people complaining about it. I wonder why, right? Very un-American of you to kind of point that out. But either way, or how about this? Very un-American of you to kind of ignore that specific point, at least. All right. But the reality of the situation is, at least from my opinion here, is the countries are taking advantage of us by putting tariffs on us while we don't have tariffs on them. All right. If it made a difference, tell them to remove it from us. All right, but you're completely fine with us giving money to foreign countries for no reason without any type of return. But all right, bro.
on this. This is all just bad. It's bad, as we talked about before, for inflation. It's bad for economic growth. It's bad for everything.
And MSNBC's Glaude continued the bias, unleashing on Trump and his supporters in an unhinged tirade.
Have to grapple with it, because it's the snake, it's the beast coiled up in the heart, the bosom of the country, as Frederick Douglass said. And the fact that they are doubling down on this shows you what kind of human beings they actually are.
Yeah, right. Our money, richest country in the history of the earth, right? Our consumer base, the biggest consumer base on earth, right? Being that we have so much extra money and money in surplus, we should just be completely fine with throwing as much money as humanly possible to other nations that have done nothing for us.
More.
We chose a felon who is more interested in loyalty, who's more interested in retribution, who's more interested in grift than in democracy.
Really?
And we chose a felon because we didn't want to elect a black woman.
Okay.
So to read that, to actually explicate that, is to say we would rather destroy the republic than for that to have happened. And until we grapple with it, there's no amount of protesting I could do. There's no amount of resistance that could come into play to actually force 78 million people to grapple with what motivated them to put themselves in this position.
Right.
And the diatribe didn't go down well with viewers, with this person saying some cannot accept that her race and gender had nothing to do with Trump winning.
Nope.
They need to
They
read the
can't.
room.
They can't.
And Trump is so sick of the fake news coming from these outlets that he's now flat out refusing to engage with them.
Sir, and when you signed the CR,
Who are you with?
Sir, I'm with NBC News.
Oh, that's the same one. I don't want to talk to NBC anymore. I think you're so discredited.
Mr. President,
God, guys. Listen, were there some people who just specifically had no interest in a black woman becoming president? Absolutely. Of course there is. I would say that there's definitely a small ilk that definitely thought that was a thing. I'm black, bro. I was not for Kamala Harris. Had nothing to do with her being black or her being a woman. Had everything to do with the fact that she was looking to raise specifically the tax bracket that I am in. I'm in fact in. Okay. I own a corporation also. So again, you're trying to specifically, affect me. And again, if you affect my household in any meaningful manner, I will vote against it. I would always say, honestly, seriously, do not loan your vote out for anyone else's cause. It has nothing to do with your family. Right? Like if any of the things that she said had any value to my household, I would say, you know what, that makes sense. But it doesn't. It didn't. Right? I'm that kind of even keeled. I promise you, this is exactly who I am. Right? I'm excessively even keeled here. I in fact want everyone to kind of think about that also as they're voting. Right? Why are you voting against specifically your own interest? Right? Don't do that. That's silly. It's absolutely silly. But all right, go off. All right. But all right, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly.